General Hospital shocker. Nina flees to Germany after Jacinda's secret rocks Port Charles. Michael's vengeful return turns everything upside down. In a storyline filled with betrayal, heartbreak, and explosive secrets, General Hospital is setting the stage for one of the most dramatic spring arcs in recent memory. Just when fans thought the Nina-Michael feud had reached a truce, a jaw-dropping revelation about Jacinda blows everything sky-high and sends Nina fleeing to Germany. But she won't be able to hide forever, not with Michael Corinthos returning with vengeance in his heart and a plan that could destroy Nina once and for all. It begins with a whisper. Jacinda, Nina's trusted friend from her Crimson days in New York and a frequent visitor in recent months, has been acting cagey, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Anna Devane grows suspicious after overhearing a cryptic phone call at the Metro Court. When she quietly digs into Jacinda's background, what she uncovers is nothing short of explosive. Jacinda isn't who she says she is. Not only was she once affiliated with Victor Cassadine's covert network of global operatives, but Jacinda also played a key role in transporting sensitive documents between Europe and the US. Documents that include a sealed dossier on Willow Tate's biological origins and files that trace back to Michael's investment empire. Even more shocking? Jacinda was briefly married to a powerful man in Berlin who is currently under investigation for arms trafficking. That man had direct ties to Victor, and Jacinda, under an alias, helped orchestrate a falsified DNA test years ago. It's Brooklyn who first receives the clue. A mysterious envelope is delivered to Deception headquarters, addressed to BLQ. Inside, copies of genetic test results dated nearly 5 years ago, linking Willow not just to Nina Reeves, but to a second unknown maternal figure whose data matches someone Jacinda was connected to in Berlin. Brooklyn, disturbed and unsure what to make of it, turns to Maxie, who urges her to bring the evidence to Carly. But by the time they do, Michael Corinthos has returned to Port Charles, his business trip to Singapore abruptly cut short by a cryptic message from Dex. You need to come back. Jacinda's secret could destroy everything. Michael reads the dossier and immediately puts two and two together. Jacinda wasn't just meddling in Crimson's affairs or hiding secrets from Nina. She was part of the larger conspiracy that nearly cost Willow her life during the bone marrow search. It's the final straw. When confronted by Michael, Nina is at a loss. At first, she denies knowing anything about Jacinda's past. But as Michael lays out the evidence, phone records, European travel logs, and a signed affidavit from an anonymous witness, Nina crumbles. She admits that she suspected Jacinda was hiding something, but didn't push for answers. I just wanted someone on my side, Nina sobs. After everything I lost, I needed to feel like I had one person I could trust, even if that person had a dark past. But Michael isn't swayed. You gambled with Willow's life again. You lied by omission. And now you'll pay for it. Facing public humiliation, legal threats, and the possibility of losing all access to her grandchildren, Nina makes a desperate choice. She boards a private jet and flies to Germany, allegedly to confront Jacinda's ex-husband and clear her name. But everyone knows the truth. Nina is running. Running from guilt. From the town. From Michael. Willow is devastated. Once again, her biological mother's actions have put her life and her family's peace at risk. I tried to forgive her, Willow confides to Sasha. I gave her a second chance. I let her be part of Wiley and Amelia's lives. But now I feel like I've been stabbed in the back. Again. Carly, meanwhile, is livid. She rallies behind Michael, even offering to help fund a legal push to remove all custodial privileges from Nina permanently. But it's Diane who urges caution. If Nina is truly fleeing the country under duress, we may be looking at more than just family court issues, Diane explains. There could be criminal implications, especially if that dossier was tied to falsified international documents. Meanwhile, Willow, despite her anger, wants answers. Nina's arrival in Berlin is anything but discreet. Valentine, currently handling Yelke Europe affairs, gets wind of Nina's presence through his old WSB contacts and arranges a secret meeting. What are you doing here? Valentine asks coldly. Nina pleads for help. I need to find Jacinda's ex. I need to know what she was hiding, and if it's enough to exonerate me in Port Charles. Valentine reluctantly agrees to assist but warns her, Germany doesn't play games, Nina. If Jacinda's ex-husband is involved in espionage or trafficking, you could be pulled into a dangerous net. Back in Port Charles, Michael grows more calculating. He begins using his court-domain influence to launch an independent investigation, coordinating with Anna and Valentine's contacts in Berlin. He wants to make sure Nina doesn't just face social consequences. He wants her ruined. She was willing to keep a criminal by her side if it meant hurting my family, Michael tells Dante. She doesn't deserve a single ounce of mercy. In a shocking twist, Anna and Valentine orchestrate a sting operation in Munich, where Jacinda is finally apprehended in an underground club with ties to black market intelligence networks. Under intense questioning, Jacinda admits everything. She tampered with hospital records while working as a freelance tech consultant. She was paid by Victor Cassadine to plant misinformation that could delay Willow's treatment during her leukemia battle. And most damning of all, Nina was sent encrypted files but never opened them. She was willfully ignorant of the truth. Valentine confronts Nina with Jacinda's confession. You didn't just trust the wrong person. You let your hatred of Carly blind you again, and Willow almost paid the price. Nina sobs, broken and ashamed. Back in Port Charles, Michael gathers the media, lawyers, and major shareholders of Aurora Media for a shocking press conference. With Drew's reluctant support, Michael presents the evidence tying Nina and Jacinda to the Cassadine espionage ring and publicly calls for Nina's removal from all positions of power. Even Olivia and Ned, longtime business allies of Nina, are forced to agree. She can't come back from this, Olivia whispers. Michael's next step? He files for emergency guardianship over Wiley and Amelia, claiming Nina poses a psychological and emotional threat. Willow, broken but resigned, signs the papers. I just want peace, she tells him. And if keeping Nina out is what it takes, so be it. In an unexpected twist of courage, Nina returns to Port Charles. She walks straight into the courthouse wearing black, her expression somber but determined. I'm not running anymore, she tells Willow and Michael. Do what you must. I'm here to accept the consequences. The courtroom is electric. Diane and Martin square off in a brutal custody battle, but Nina doesn't fight. Instead, she offers an emotional testimony, admitting her mistakes and expressing genuine remorse, not for the first time, but in a way that finally seems real. I lost my daughter once, Nina says, tears streaming. I nearly lost her again. If I never see Wiley and Amelia again, I will grieve that every day, but I want you to know, Willow, that I do love you. And I always will. The judge grants Michael temporary full guardianship, with Nina's visitation suspended pending psychological evaluation and a full federal inquiry into the Berlin affair. But something unexpected happens in the days that follow. She sees Nina spiraling into depression, isolated, without friends or family. And as she watches her own children laugh and play, Willow begins to wonder if holding on to her anger is doing more harm than good. In a quiet scene at the hospital rooftop, Willow approaches Nina. You can't undo what's been done, Willow says. But maybe you can start by showing who you really are. Not the woman who hurt us. The one who wants to be better. It's not forgiveness. But it's something. In the final scenes of this dramatic arc, Michael issues a chilling warning to Nina. You're lucky Willow still sees the good in people. I don't. You ever get close to my family again under false pretenses, I won't just ruin your reputation. I'll end you. But Nina doesn't flinch. I'm not scared of you anymore, Michael, she replies. Because I'm finally scared of myself, and that's what will make me change. As Michael walks away and Nina stands alone, fans are left with a poignant image, a woman broken by her own choices, and a son who's turned into the very thing he once vowed never to become. A mysterious woman arrives in Port Charles claiming to be Nina's half-sister, with a vendetta of her own. Dex's loyalty is tested when he discovers Carly might have known about Jacinda's past all along. Valentine faces a moral dilemma as Charlotte begins asking questions about Victor's final plans. And Michael? He may have won this battle, But a new enemy is watching from the shadows, and vengeance has a new name.